All right, welcome everybody. I'd like to call this meeting to order of the Polk County Board of Commissioners. Today is May 10th. And there are extra agendas on the back table. Commissioners Gordon and Pope are present. Commissioner Morris has been excused. Begin with any comments for items not on this agenda.
Had a few questions. In regards to the public safety page, I've asked a few times, I haven't been able to answer. Do you know who is running the public safety, Friends of Polk County Public Safety webpage?
Oh, no. It's a public, or it's a political action.
Correct. So
Yeah,
it's
it's not affiliated with the county at all.
well, Sheriff, his name is on the page, like fund.
Maybe as the treasurer on the.
No, just like when you hit, if you want to donate money.
I'm not affiliated with PAC, so I don't know who the officers are or who, how are they?
Once I do mine, I'm basically out of the political side of it. I have.
So Mr. Morhorse is part of the campaign.
You'd have to ask him, maybe.
I've asked him, but I haven't got a response from him. Okay.
It's not a county function.
What are you trying to find out? I may be able to go find out, but I don't know. I mean, personally right now.
I just wondering,
The officers,
like, who's behind the page?
The website or the actual PAC?
The website, and then when they're on the social media page. If you're asking a question and then they don't
I don't know
respond.
which individuals are running the website or the Facebook page.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Next time you see Lyle, I don't know. I've been to a meeting to talk about it. As an elected official, I'm allowed to do that. But I don't know the answer to who's doing what.
Okay. And then there's a new member that asked, and it hasn't been answered yet. And so I was going to ask on the timber funds. For those received.
What timber funds? Which ones?
Okay.
Again, it's just a question associated with the campaign.
Yes. Okay. Are we still receiving federal timber funds?
Yes.
Okay. I understand this.
Let me clarify that. Under the auspices of secure rural schools and whatever it
Are
is,
they no
fund,
longer enough
SRS.
to fully fund the sheriff's office?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
Are they no longer enough to fully fund the sheriff's office?
They haven't been since 2001. That's the minimum. That's when SRS started.
Okay. So they used to fund the sheriff's.
Well, they used to add to the general fund that made it possible to fund the level at that time.
Okay.
We've been in a declining revenue stream, some because of federal timber taxes.
Okay. And so last week, David Hayes ran an article in IO. Polk County received a share of nearly 25.6 million from BLM and secure rural school payments. How much of that is going to go to the sheriffs?
it goes to the general. So approximately this new levy fund approximately 3.8 million. The sheriff's total budget just for jail and patrol is over 14 million. Part of the revenues that fund the sheriff is obviously property taxes. And that, whatever you call it, that goes into the general fund. 80%, like 75% of the general fund budget is public. Say 75% of that. It's all discretionary.
So that
Going to the county general fund all programs.
not very.
By the way, just for clarification, because David Hayes didn't make it very clear, it's 670,000 today. We still think that part of that money will be sequestered. So there's a lot of congressional games and Office of Management and Budget games that go on with that money, and we never see the check on its due date. So we can't budget it because we don't know if we'll ever see it. We don't know when we'll see it. And that's been consistent over the last 5 years, that money arrives when it arrives, or if it arrives, in fact. So we have 2 years of SRS reauthorization. Again, it's hit and miss. So we can't really budget it and count on it to supply the revenues needed for, and again, 670, it's been between 650 and 750. But it's not dependable money. But when we get it, we do apply it to the general fund to help offset other revenues.
Honestly, that's where you get conflicting information there, where a citizen asks a question, and that's where it's been. Yeah, but. And that, yeah, there's my husband. But you have the sheriff putting out, I mean, I don't know who sits behind his Facebook page. I know the Facebook, his campaign page, I mean, he uses the same one from 2015. The friends or to promote the safety levy. So nothing's really changed from the 2015 one. His event or his
2019.
2019. Well, you can go back and see all the.
Because he wasn't even sheriff in 2015.
Okay, well, you can go back and look at all of his, or whoever. I don't know. There's no public. There's no what do you call it? Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. There's no town hall. Nothing for people to come and ask questions.
It's not required.
No, it's not required.
Again, it's not a county function.
No, it's not. But if the citizens want to ask questions and want clarification on things, they should be able to ask questions. They should be able to get clarification on things. Because then you don't get a battery of long questions that people think, what about this? What about this? What about this? No. I mean, that's why you get a long.
Eddie, what can we do for you that's related to county function? Or would you like to make a statement, or do you have questions?
I'd like to make a lot of statements.
Okay, we have a full agenda today.
I know
So
you do,
please,
sir.
so please ask a question. Feel free. We'll answer what we can. But
Okay.
we don't have information on that pack.
No. Don't want to hear about that. No, I'll make the rest. Get right over to it. I'd like you to respond to my message. Okay. I want to ask about this. On October 11th, 2022, in your minutes, Mr. Pope asked what the Sheriff Garton's update. Sheriff Garton discussed their stats and Mr. Pope asked what the stats were for the traffic stops on highway control. Sheriff Garton stated that for the calendar year 2021, there were 4,400 stops. So far for 2022, they are at 3,400 stops, which puts on track for similar numbers. So we go over to his year report for traffic stops for 2022. There's 3,813. I believe guys. 20.
What you're looking at might be different year that you're comparing 2021. And you're comparing that with the recent year-to-date report.
2021.
The 2021 report?
Or he goes through and does the last three. I can tell you.
Right. He just presented, I'm just asking if the report you're holding right now is the most recent one.
I can
Those,
show you the ones that he pulled off the internet last August when I asked you about reports that came down when you guys were updating your thing. And I'd already pulled those reports off the internet. And then I said, remember how reports came down and first explained how they were updating the internet. And like 2021 went from it was 8 pages, then it went to 12 pages when it came back up in March.
are you saying there's a discrepancy between traffic stops for
Yeah.
2021 in each report? I'm happy to look into that discrepancy.
Sure. So yeah, it went from in your 4,400 traffic stops. And this is all about, because we're talking about the public safety. Right. And then
Same one. Anything else?
talk about the number of two. They complete. That's that too. That I guess. Talk about the numbers. My point is. Town hall. Talk to. He said he'll follow up and talk to them. And it's been over a year, not follow up or return. He doesn't follow through on his word. He lies.
Your comments are on the record and
Yeah, I know.
they've been heard.
You're ready to do this. I know.
I didn't say that.
That's your action. That's what you're saying. A few. That's how you're.
Thank you, Mr. Strauss. Are there any comments for items not on the agenda? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from May 3rd?
So moved.
Second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And do we have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
So moved.
Second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next up, we have the Polk County Order number 23-07. Thank you for being here again, Valerie. Would you like to come forward and in case there are questions? There is a memo in the packet. Thanks for being here again.
Welcome. I have Amy Everett's with me today. She has been processing manufactured homes up until a month or two ago. And so just in case there was a question that was more specific, I had her come and sit with me.
If any questions for?
Be simply, thank you for your scrutiny on the prior submittal and revising it and bringing it back. And look forward to the next iteration of our process.
Okay, any clarification questions on why we're asking for a cancellation of taxes on destroyed manufactured home?
And now that you've opened the door, I think it's appropriate for you to tell the taxpayers on the record what this process is and what the amount is for this one, since nobody can see it.
Okay, so when a manufactured home is destroyed and there's back taxes owing, we don't have a way to cancel that account with the back taxes owing. So number one, they accrue interest and on manufactured home that no longer exists in the county. And number two, our policy is we don't foreclose on personal MSs at this time. So it can just sit out there indefinitely accruing interest. So that's why at a certain point in time after we've made our due diligence in trying to make an attempt to collect the back taxes, there does come a point in time where we just say, you know, for ease of the office staff, because we're touching the accounts, you know, the tax office is printing tax statements, you know, there's time involved that we are spending on, again, a manufactured home that has been out of our county, either destroyed or removed in some fashion for quite a few years. So that is the basis for the request.
And for context, in this particular order, the amount that we're waiving is,
Okay, I have the amount in front of me that includes interest, but I know that's not what is on your order. So my amount is $100.05. That includes interest.
And on the, so we're moving, interest, added, the original amount was 57.92, so we're increasing it a bit. Okay. Very much.
Okay, thank you for having us.
I think this will require a decision of the board to cancel personal property taxes plus interest in the amount of $100.05 on tax account number 432366.
move to adopt recommendation for 23-07.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you for that, Mr. Polk, and for asking further questions for clarification. Okay, next we have length of service awards. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Hawkins.
Yes, good morning, Mayor, members of the board. We are here today to recognize Polk County employees for years of service. We have a couple that are actually present, so I'd like to call them up first. You know, this is an exciting time for them. But first, we're going to call up Rob Cottle from the Sheriff's Office for 15 years of service. Come on, Dave. Right. Second, we'd like to call out Sarah Michelle.
Now you guys have to flip the people on as a speech. Flip a coin.
Our next two individuals are unable to be here today, but we'd still like to recognize them on the record. And we'd like to recognize Justin Reed from Behavioral Health for 15 years of service. And we would also like to recognize from the Sheriff's Department, I might send this to Deputy Cottle if he can get with him. We'd like to recognize Susie Fleming for 20 years of service to Polk County.
Everybody.
Not long a commissioner's been in office.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for your service. Do we have any need for an executive session today?
No, sir.
All right. If there's not anything for the good of the order, we'll adjourn. Thank you so much.